On this episode of Geek Dad Life, we're going to share our reactions to that Obi-Wan Kenobi teaser trailer. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Geek Dad Life. It's your host, Jay Glatfelter here, and I could not talk about the Obi-Wan Kenobi trailer. It's like the biggest thing in geekdom today, but I didn't want to talk about it alone. Joining me for this special live stream are two of my very good friends. First up is Jake Stevens from Forlom to Zuckuss. If you haven't checked out his website, it's honestly one of the most legendary Star Wars websites of all time. So it's you have to check it out if you haven't yet. You probably already know it, but so honored to have him here as a guest. Jake Stevens, welcome for the first time on Geek Dad Life.
Hey, that's right. It's my debut episode. Everything's debuting today. It's a fantastic day. Thanks so much for having me. And oh my gosh, I am beyond excited. You mentioned this earlier in the day, and I go, I have an Obi-Wan Kenobi tattoo. So this is more than just the next Star Wars show. This is my show. This is my show, and I cannot wait to see what happens.
This is like another level, right? This isn't some side character. This isn't some new character.
No.
This is essential.
Well, here's the thing. I put so I was in college in the 90s. Mm-hmm. You go down to the computer lab, you sign into your green screens, and you have this thing called Hotmail that you need to create an address for, right? Mm-hmm. And JDB_Kenobi back in 1994, 95 is my Hotmail email that I still have to this day.
That's true. That's true fandom right there.
Yes. Like I said, my parents still call me Obi. Like they started it when I was a kid. Like I don't even know where it came from. I mean, obviously I was a Star Wars fan, but Star Wars came out like when I was 1 or 2. And so it wasn't like, you know, I was running around, I'm Obi-Wan Kenobi. They just started calling me it. This is a lifelong fantasy dream, something. So,
well, I'm even more so happy that you're here tonight. Also joining us is a gentleman who hopes to score that coveted Ewan McGregor autograph card later tonight on YHS Cardio. It's none other than our dear friend of the channel, Craig Goldberg from Have Some. There we go. Welcome, Craig.
Hello there. That's not going to get old, right?
No, we're just going to keep doing it.
Hello there.
Hello there.
Hi. Thank you for having me. Always happy to be on the Geek Dad Life stream. Geek Dad Life. I had an idea earlier to do a prank on you where I started my own channel called Creek Dad Life. I'm going to need children and a creek. But we'll get to that another time. That's not why we're here tonight.
Maybe Creep Dad Life.
Creep Dad Life.
Creep Cat Dad Life.
Creep Cat Dad Life. No, I'm excited to be here. It's the trailer dropped today. The first thing I'll say, we're in the age of trailer anticipation. I feel like 90% of my free time is anticipating the preview or the trailer to something. And there was some rumors yesterday of the Obi-Wan trailer debuting today, and I got in the group chats and I said there's rumors, and it's the first time ever it actually happened. I was so vindicated. Oh man,
broken clocks right a couple times a day, right?
Exactly.
It's one of those things. It's so exciting when it happens, especially one like this. So I'm so thankful to be talking about it with you fine gentlemen. Definitely want to say hello to our chat as well. It is hopping. Usually for TV stuff, I have my friend Ralph on, but he's prepping for his own version of this tomorrow on his live action Star Wars channel. So Ralph, glad you're here, at least in spirit tonight. Mecha Man Blade is here. Dartherian, Liquid Cucumber, Space Cowboy. Hello there. Let's keep doing it. Dartherian, Michael Palmer, and Brandon 3G, Andy Silva, Overman, Lil Luke. Abigail Gardner, special guest in the chat tonight. Abigail Gardner, Sammy Delco, Kayla Silva, Jeff Morris. Is it May 25th yet? Nope. Daxamil is here. Ray Alonzo, Cobweb, Black Phoenix, David V, Darth Maximus Ghost Poppers, and James Sterling. Tony Taylor Toys is here.
Hey.
Yeah, it's like we're just crossing over nonstop. Tyridium Hanger is here as well. Sup. But yeah. All right, let's open it up right now. Let's not waste any more time. Let me pull up the trailer itself. Now I try to trim it a little bit so Disney wouldn't shut down this channel. I'll keep it muted as well.
You replace Duel of the Fates with just like other music.
Let's talk about the opening sequence till we get to kind of the title card. We have Obi-Wan riding. What's the Saint animal called again? Jake, you probably know.
EOP. Hey, look at this. So, as I view any new Star Wars Disney era content, I have to go, okay, what do I already have? Because as a toy collector, I'm like, they're going to make about the 3 main characters from this show in the next 3 to 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
So how can I make a diorama? How can I have any play value?
Just an update. There's a loose EOP from episode 1.
Mm-hmm.
It's at $45 with 25 bids right now. So
Right.
Before yesterday, we're talking $10 bid. But
well, take a look at this 5 POA MFer. This guy here is already up to $30 last time I checked.
Yeah, hold on. Let's get you big screen here. This deserves to be.
All right. So there here he is in his 3 3/4 5 POA, which everyone blasted and wanted to end with. But this was the way we got these these minor characters. Was the less articulated, right? The less expensive to produce. We got a lot more aliens, a lot more droids, a lot more bit characters.
Yeah.
When we relegate ourselves to the vintage collection, it has to be highly articulated. Therefore, our options go down. So here's another one to keep an eye on while we're here.
Let's see it. Oh.
Okay, now I got to get a little Anakin and customize him with a little brown hair and have straddle hair.
What are you holding? What is that?
This is the Lars Homestead that came out. Toys R Us exclusive, Walmart exclusive.
Right,
hold on. Lars Homestead. There are 2 paint variants for the dome. It came with Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru repaints of the Power of the Force 2 figures. It came with the Treadwheel droid and a Womp Rat.
It's $250. That's as much as a Bib Fortuna throne room for the Lord's sake.
And this is cheapy too, though. This stuff, look at this. This stuff is not your high quality, Kenner era.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Foam molded stuff.
The playset's called Disturbance at the Lars Homestead. Is that what we call a Jay's like, I'm so glad that they're on. We're gonna really focus on the correct parts of the trailer review.
But I just want to know, did it come with little scoring stickers to put on for like before and after?
Right.
I just like that there's been a disturbance in the Force is equal to my entire family is dead. Let's call that a disturbance.
Well, you know what? Maybe this is a prophetic set, and this is actually reference to an event in Kenobi.
Tony Taylor, the family that gets blasted.
I love it.
And it turned out to be more popular than the Rancor or the Bag of Bones. Indeed.
Sure did.
So yeah, but you know what though? It's kind of crazy that Star Wars toys today, it takes so long to get them, right? That these old toys that were worth nothing, the second they show up here, the prices skyrocket. It's kind of nuts.
Oh yeah, it's fascinating to watch. It's fascinating, but it's also tragic because the second the Doctor Strange trailer drops, there's about 45 figures Peg Warman at Target. Right? So it's discouraging.
And it's the same company. Come on.
Right?
Craig, do you have Tears for Patrick ready to play at any moment?
I feel like Hasbro's its own multiverse of madness these days.
It is multiverse of madness. So we see some sad and hear some sad Obi-Wan talking about kind of all is lost with some of that amazing John Williams score, Duel of Fates kind of being teed up here. And then we see little Luke with his little goggles on. This, I don't know. I got a little emotional seeing this myself. How about you, gentlemen?
I was really surprised not to see him be a towhead, because just thinking about little Anakin and kind of like, I think of Luke in his 70s and his blonde kind of swept locks. I mean, I was surprised to see such a dark-headed kid out here. So
yeah, I was like, why is there a brown-haired Bespin Luke hanging out on Tatooine? This is so strange. I'm just here for the fun jokes. I forever we've wondered, and anybody's a fan of Star Wars, like this time period that happens after Revenge of the Sith, right, where we know Obi-Wan goes into exile, and I feel like there's going to be one thing that comes out. I think this is the show where finally afterwards we're all going to be like, we need to remake the first hour of A New Hope, because we're just negating, like there's no way you're going to be able to convince like Ben Kenobi, unless they could do some sort of thing where Ben Kenobi kind of doesn't know what's going on and doesn't know who Luke Skywalker is, because you cannot, unless Alec Guinness was just the best actor of all time, he did not know who that was. Just putting it out there.
Well, it's also crazy to think that in just 10 years, Ewan McGregor is going to turn into Alec Guinness.
Yes.
And that's just Baldwin. He's like, 45 years are going to transpire in the next 10 years for him.
Desert life is hard, right? I mean, maybe that's what it's sun bleached hair for Luke after many years and under the tattoo.
There you go.
Yeah. And
maybe an Inquisitor gets him with like some lightning and ages him up like Palpatine got.
It's interesting. No joking. If you go back, I paid attention to this when I watched A New Hope recently. Alec Guinness, like, he doesn't look that old in the face. It's the gray beard and the gray hair that really, like, I feel like,
just there's some Just for Men, maybe just
a little bit of that'll help. Listen, it's Star Wars. We're gonna have to.
What throws me off about Alec Guinness back then is he was completely bald, so it was a hairpiece that he was wearing in the film. So if you see interviews with him at the time, like, what? That wasn't his hair.
Oh, those interviews where he's like, I really loved doing that movie. It was a great time. I had fun. I think that was the quote.
And then we see good old Ewan McGregor.
So awesome.
Ewan McHottie, as my wife would say.
Look at that.
That's just a lot of handsome right there.
That's rugged. That's a man.
You know what? Going back to Luke real quick, in a very brief shot, I mean, it's so what got me choked up about that, legitimately choked up, is that it's channeling Jake Lloyd a little bit. Like
he's pod racing here for sure.
Yep.
He's totally
100%
goggles and everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
And why wouldn't he have gone to see a pod race? I mean, they live next to like the Indy 500, right? So they should be like hitting those up on the weekends all the time.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree. There's definitely a callback there. I mean, it was hitting us over the head with it, especially with the goggles. I mean, those are like pod racing goggles he's wearing, right? Or at least supposed to make it seem like that.
Okay.
So
we watched 26 seconds of this trailer.
It's gonna be like Rookie of the Year. He's gonna wipe off the goggles at the end, and like you see Anakin is like his name is scratched in on the, and then Darth Vader's standing in the Dune Sea going, "It was me. It was me." Okay, sorry. Let's get going. Let's be serious. This is Star Wars. No time for jokes.
Let's be serious. We've watched 26 seconds of this trailer, and I'm going to tell you right now, it looks more beautiful, more cinematic than anything that dripped out of the Sarlacc pit during the Book of Boba Fett. I'm like, I had fun with the show, but this 26 seconds makes me feel like I am watching cinema again, as opposed to watching a couple Jawas and Tamara Morrison smile with dentures on the void screen or the volume or whatever.
But is that partially as well? You have the arguably the greatest piece of music John Williams wrote for Star Wars, like scoring the trailer. Like there's something to the effect that you take a simple kid being, left home alone, but you put a John Williams score on it and the movie's then a classic. Is it that kind of effect here where in Boba Fett you had Boba Fett, Boba Fett versus this, and it just talking about cinematic. Like I don't know, like I just
it was a straight 80s cartoon theme. That's what that was. How many 80s cartoons say the name of the show in the theme over and over? That's a brave star. I mean, the same thing. That's what we were going with here. But my question is, before they get to the Duel of the Fates, which rocks right here, there is a new piece of music in here at the beginning that, starts to file in the Force theme, which is kind of Obi-Wan's theme. The question is that the new piece that John Williams, because allegedly he has written new music for this or the theme for this. So,
well, it was Battle of Heroes, right? That's the music that kind of intersperses with Duel of Fates, right? At the end of
so
the isn't that the?
Well, that comes on at the end of this one. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But before the Duel of the Fates, it seems like there's an original piece of a newer piece of music.
Gotcha.
So I agree with you. It does feel cinematic, but I think, I was just thinking about this earlier. These shows, what we have seen from, the Star Wars universe on Disney Plus, right? We've gotten 2 seasons of The Mandalorian. We've gotten Luke Skywalker, the digital de-aged Luke Skywalker. We've gotten, Ahsoka and Bo-Katan, like characters that came from the animated world brought into live action. But this is the real life Obi-Wan, Ewan McGregor from the prequel trilogy that, by the way, when Revenge of the Sith ended, I never thought, well, he'll be back someday. Like,
right?
You just think it's over. So it feels bigger. It feels more important. It feels like there's a level of like gravitas. There's it's just, it feels bigger.
Yep.
There's part of me that's like, it's a bummer. I wish this was going to be a trilogy of movies or a standalone movie, because we're about to watch Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen.
Whew.
We're getting a direct sequel to the prequel trilogy. That's not something any of us ever thought we were going to get. So it's just kind of like,
they got to bring their A game now, because, but Boba Fett, granted, cult fandom has very little screen time, right? Amongst the saga. And so, that is a very much tertiary character, and we can kind of film him all on blue screen during the pandemic. Here is where I think a lot of the I think who just said it, the TV budget. Ray Alonso just said, Obi-Wan got most of the TV budget. 100%. 100%.
So Disney sure is getting their money's worth out of all that sand they bought.
They did,
right? What will be the first series not to take place on a sandy? Right? Watch Ahsoka take place on Jakku or something.
Right.
And then after that, we're kind of introduced to the Inquisitors. I believe it's a voiceover by the Grand Inquisitor, and we get our first look at the live action iteration of this character, and it is not without controversy. Jake, I see you both. You're like ready to say something. Craig, you get to go first, and then Jake.
Listen, which is my catchphrase. If anybody who doesn't watch Yes Have Some knows that it's a serious comment when I start with the word listen. Has anybody watched what Obi-Wan looks like in Clone Wars? Like, are we really supposed to be stretching out everybody's heads and faces? Like, I get it. His head was longer. This looks more like, this quick shot, he looks like Dave Bautista in Dune, which is fine. Like, I don't care. Like, if I'm not going to lose sleep over whether or not they got the Inquisitor design right. Let's focus on the character development, the acting, the performance, the story. I get it. His head's not long with like a Mars Attacks.
Well, he's supposed to be like a corduroy head, isn't it?
Yeah, let's. Okay, Craig, I feel that at that point. Jake, do you want to go counterpoint here? Or are you gonna align?
This guy was fantastic on Deep Space Nine. Yes. That's where I go with this. This is a Star Trek head in regards to that.
He's got a Star Trek head.
It is a Star Trek head. I just saw it and I just kept replaying So I Married an Axe Murderer, Head down, it's huge. It's got its own weather system.
Well, there's the thing I think, or go ahead, Jake, finish your thought.
No. I'm just saying, like, we were talking pre-show that when you compare that compared to another member of his species right there in Revenge of the Sith, it looks quite a bit different, because the Clone Wars series stuck more with Tion Maydon, which is the guy on the left here, the one that kind of is Obi-Wan's buddy anyway here. So that's where it falls short. They have a real life version that kind of looks, like this species, and I felt the Clone Wars was a good adaptation of it. Don't know that this show pulled that off. That guy must have like 30 pounds of hair underneath or something.
Great actor. I believe he's been on, I think it was Homeland and a few other shows. I recognize him. I saw him, without all the makeup. So, a perfectly fine actor. But
to me, it's like the Cad Bane thing. It's like they're gonna take some liberties with and I get it. Like maybe we'll see other Inquisitors or of that species, and we'll see something a little different. I don't know. It's just not one of those things that I get too hung up on. But I get some people do.
No, I don't either. But I get if there is complaints. There's one that says this is the same Inquisitor from Rebels. There were several Grand Inquisitors. Jake, you were saying you watched the subtitles and it said it was that same person.
Oh, it said it was the Grand Inquisitor.
Is that the fifth brother? I need to brush up on.
Fifth brother is the guy with the long hat.
Fifth brother.
Yeah. That's fifth brother. We'll see him in a second here.
Gotcha. Right on.
We have some more train action, which is great. That was awesome in Boba Fett.
Oh yeah, that's like a transport, and it's one of those things where look at the guy that's like with the cool looking face.
The nose, the Jimmy Durante face.
Yeah. Who knows? Like, it's so hard out of context, right?
Yeah, exactly.
No familiar aliens, though, in this one yet, huh? Was there a familiar alien? I'm going to have to look in the city scenes yet, because those two don't look familiar.
But it's kind of, I feel Obi-Wan's pain here is like, guys, you guys just knew my skills.
Right.
I can show you nothing.
Right, exactly. It's like when,
I
have a feeling it feels like some of this is going to take place off-world, right?
Oh, it has to.
So hopefully this is him going to the...
Dude, Khaki's going to be so hot this year at Celebration.
Oh, man.
You have to also be like, just some dust.
Right. I might not shave until Celebration at this point, Just come real dirty.
Now, do we want to see if he's flying off world? Do you want to see Mos Espa? Do you want him to go to Mos Eisley? Do we care?
Wait, he gets to leave the planet, and all you reference is places on the planet.
Yeah, but I want to know where he takes off from. Are we gonna get? I'm such a where is Ryan Dole? He was supposed to be here to tell me I was a simp. Listen, give me a scene and go to the cantina. Let's pretend like when Obi-Wan goes to the cantina in A New Hope isn't the first time he was ever there.
Right?
Let's let him go there one day.
Well, I believe this is set 4 years before the events of Rebels. So
okay,
this is 10 years. 10 years into the gap between Revenge and A New Hope.
So for these characters that we might have seen in Rebels, like Fifth Brother, and this isn't Second Sister, right?
No.
I'm blanking on her name now.
I'm pretty sure this is a new character.
Geller.
But we see them, I guess, at the Council of Inquisitors. Maybe. I guess this is what this is. Do we know for sure? There's probably Star Wars fans being like, you idiots.
Right.
No, I mean, I think this is like, what when that ship's pulling up, it looks like it's their
and this is probably underneath, because you can see outside their window looks watery. So they'll probably go down into an elevator underneath, because that looks like it's underwater. Maybe there'll be some Gungans swimming around. I don't know.
There's always a big
hope. We can only hope so.
But yeah, no, up until this point, the main Inquisitors that we know is here, Fifth Brother. We had Seventh Sister, which was Buffy, which should be fantastic to come back and play it. Why wouldn't she? Why couldn't she do that role? And then we had Second Sister in the video game. And at the end of Rebels, we had the Sixth Brother, which kind of was that more simian, more like monkey jump around type guy.
Oh, don't forget about the carbonized Second Sister.
Correct.
Thank you.
Correct.
I'm just here for toys.
There was the Inquisitor in the Ahsoka novel where she killed, I think it may have been Third, that she got her kyber crystals from, purified them, and that's why they're white.
Yep.
So they were actually Sith or whatever. So yeah.
Liquid Cucumber Fortress Inquisitoris.
Amazing. Amazing.
But we see all of these characters in the trailers. We see this one as well at one point in the trailer. Clearly, somebody's been hung to die. We don't know who. And I guess we can assume it's by this new Inquisitor that seems to be like one of the main antagonists.
Well, she has a name.
Moses Ingram is the actor's name.
Yeah.
Reva. Inquisitor Reva. Is
Reva. She was from, what show was she just on where she played a smaller part? I just read this.
Oh, wait. She looks familiar.
Yeah, she was just in a show that I just watched. Goodness gracious. Anyway, we'll carry on.
But so she looks to be a pretty fearful individual. And we have our first Owen Lars sighting. Same actor from Revenge of the Sith.
Joel Edgerton.
So
great.
He's done some big stuff. This is a good get. I bet you don't get him without Ewan, because I think that's kind of where he lives. He lives in more of that, I'm not out just to work for,
right.
I'm just not a day actor. Yeah, no, I was excited to see him. Sad thing about 2005 Celebration Indianapolis. It's the end of the show. The end of the show, I kind of look in the wallet and see what's left. I browse across the autograph hall, and there's a couple tables, and I can only afford one of them with what's left in my wallet because I try to budget, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh crap, I only have like $45. Okay. So which one of these people am I going to get? And it was the beautiful Bonnie and Baru, or Joel Edgerton, the nobody at that point, dude. So of course I'm going to go to the girl. Ends up, long story short, he becomes a quality actor. She disappears into obscurity. And I was like, damn.
Made the wrong choice.
Made the wrong choice.
There's nothing more stressful than the end of a convention. You're running out of money and you still need that. You got to get one more thing.
Yep.
That is.
We've all been there.
It's the worst day. It's the last pass through of the vendor hall.
And also 2017 Star Wars Celebration, which was my first time, and I'll go back this year. Nobody was affordable. Like none of the autographs were affordable. Even like the lower level people that you can normally get for $30 at like a small con. Even like what's his face? What's the guy? Young Boba Fett? What's his name?
Daniel Logan.
Daniel Logan. He's like $30 at a normal con. He was like $150 at Star Wars Celebration.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Anyways.
They had Ewan McGregor autos there. He wasn't there signing, but they had autos because Topps took over from official picks. I think
is that still one of your elusive try to polls, Ewan?
Yeah. So I on cheap plug on the Yes Have Some channel, I've been opening up Star Wars cards left and right. 2 more boxes tonight. Now listen.
Now a box of 6 or whatever, or just
no more cases. These are singles. I've got one signature series.
Okay.
That's not that. I've got one signature series upside down as always. I should probably just open it up right here.
No.
Save the. I've got a box of Women of Star Wars, which I'm not going to get a Ewan McGregor out of this, but maybe Felicity Jones or a Daisy Ridley or a Carrie Fisher, something like that.
Great.
So yeah, I would love to pull a Ewan McGregor because I really want a Ewan McGregor card, but they are very pricey. Although if I look at what I've spent on boxes of cards over the last couple of weeks, I probably could have just bought a Ewan McGregor. But what's the fun in that?
Exactly. It's the thrill of the pull. There's no greater high than getting that rare hit.
Well, last year I pulled a silver framed numbered to 5 on card Harrison Ford autograph out of Star Wars Masterworks, and it was the pull of a lifetime.
Absolutely.
I sold it because I was offered basically twice what it was actually worth.
You got to take it to that.
I've regretted ever since. So I think I upset the card gods. So
it's you have the curse of the Bambino. It's the curse of Han Solo.
I have the curse of Harrison Ford, and that's why I'm fully expecting to pull some Imperial officers tonight.
Maybe it'll be an Inquisitor. Who knows? So is Owen Lars going to give up the goods on where Obi-Wan is? I assume not, right? Because
no, he's that endangered. I mean, look what happens when they come in 10 years from now.
Yeah, it's not gonna end well. This is, I guess, the other planet we're going to be in. I believe the planet is named, I think it was in the Entertainment Weekly article. Dayu. Okay.
Dayu. Supposed to be a Hong Kong-ish type city.
Exactly.
Yeah, I saw some people early on in the day were thinking maybe it was Coruscant, like the underworld of Coruscant, but it is a new planet.
You know what? It did remind me. In a second, we're going to see scenes where they're kind of walking around more of the city level here. Some of these scenes here do feel a lot like the vibe that they were going for. If you've ever seen the concept or the cutscene footage that they filmed for 1313, that big, expansive multiplayer Boba Fett game that LucasArts was developing. Well, they actually filmed real scenes like this, and it kind of has this aesthetic to it. So it's kind of fun to see this return to Star Wars.
Yeah, I think we're just thankful it's not on Tatooine anymore. Like, just
right.
Well, it's a good balance, right? You need some, like, remember those, what was it, the opening of season 2 of The Mandalorian, where he goes to the Gamorrean Guard underground fight club? Like, it was like, it was refreshing to not be on like a desert planet
or a volcano
planet, right?
But so yes, we this actress I know as well. I'm blanking on where she's from, but
I believe she's from my autograph
Game of
collection.
Thrones. She's from Game of Thrones, right? She's Pedro's.
Yes, thank you. Yes.
Gotcha,
the Viper's sister wife or whatever.
Yep. Thank you. That's definitely who she is. So clearly it's not going to be a bit part, and will probably be they'll consider it a big hit for whatever your future cases are, Craig. I'm sorry.
Can't wait.
And this is the other one that we did see at the table. I don't know if we know her name yet, or his name.
She's got little stubby
Indril kind of thing.
What are those called? Ahsoka or in Twilight.
Oh yeah.
Wow, I'm blanking. Someone's gonna shout it out.
That's close enough. That's better. Yes, and we see Obi-Wan is off Tatooine. Is that a good enough disguise for old Obi-Wan? I don't know.
That's his only disguise.
I'm going to wear what my people have worn. Leku, thank you, Darth Lorian. What my people have worn for a millennium.
Right. I'm no Jedi. Why are you wearing all those Jedi clothes? I just found them.
I killed a Jedi for them.
Don't you know how Star Wars works? Half the time you're just killing somebody, putting on their uniform to trick people. That's what I did. I think this is really cool. Like I don't know the whole plot of this. We know he's looking over Luke. We know that Inquisitors are hunting him down. He's probably going to go on the offense. To find out who's sending these Inquisitors, and boom, Mr. Hayden Christensen himself is going to show up, and I can't wait. If they save that till like the last episode, I'm going to be it's going to be an excruciating 6 weeks.
Do we think this will be the new K2SO lovely droid character, or is this just a throwaway shot?
It looks pretty beat to be an Imperial, but then again, that Imperial trooper right there looks like he's been through a fire. So
he looks like the GameStop exclusive that comes with all the fire. By the way, can I just say something? And this, I don't know if this is a hot take or not.
You're supposed to start with listen.
Listen, I love this era of Star Wars. I did not like the First Order design of stormtroopers. I want classic troopers, and that's not a commentary on the sequel trilogy. I don't care what call them the First Order, call them whatever you want. I did not like the super sleek, design. I like the classic stormtrooper design. But anytime there's troopers involved, anytime we're dealing with the Empire, it doesn't matter to me like what the story is. Like, I just love that we're gonna finally get, like, we got that little taste of Darth Vader in Rogue One, and it was just like, oh, so awesome, more of that please. And now it's taken like 6 years and a whole trilogy and a lot of a lot of Boba Fett to get there, but we're here. It's going to be amazing.
We then get to see the Grand Inquisitors, a spinny lightsaber blade.
Love it.
Bold move, bringing that back, because remember, they also work like helicopters.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Will we see that?
Let's hope not.
See, I that's an interesting. I do not think it is important. Like, obviously everything happens in Clone Wars and Rebels. It's all canon.
Sure.
But the medium, like, look at the Ahsoka Darth Maul, lightsaber battle. Like you're not going to have that in live action. And I think that's okay. I think certain things can just live in it doesn't make anything about the story less canon.
Sure.
It's just the way that it's now. I'm sure George Lucas would try it in live action. I mean, the lightsaber fights in the prequels are beautiful, but let's not call them realistic. There's a lot of spinning and
in the final Mustafar battle where there's like
yeah. In the Mustafar battle, at any moment they're just going to cut away to 3 judges holding up numbers. It's a performance piece more than anything.
Those guys on the flea riders are like the ones over there.
Yes. Scores in 9.5.
There's a little droid girl that comes out and rings a bell and walks by. Round 2.
And then you hear the Mustafar national anthem. The whole thing.
It's a bunch of fleas buzzing.
Oh my god. So we get to see that in action, which is cool. We get a better shot of the 5th brother.
So cool.
Now, who do we do we think that's Han? Do we think that is from Fast and Furious who's been cast?
It is. Yeah, that's
what I thought. Okay, yeah, I'm making sure. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I was like, no, I don't think that's Han, but we're talking about Han, the real Han,
right?
The real Han, yes.
Because his character has a lightsaber, and then you see this, and that's a pretty good.
Very cool.
I believe they confirmed it. Maybe it was in the entertainment. I don't know. I saw it somewhere in reading up for this today, but yeah. So again, like I don't know if he goes up against Obi-Wan because he wasn't that great in Rebels 4 years from this point in terms of like a formidable opponent. I think he's killed by Maul, doesn't he? I think.
He was more like a brute force, which is, which funny because I don't think that of that character from Fast and Furious, right? He's kind of lean and but yeah, do a nice job with him here.
And then we have this scene, I believe, Craig, in one of our group chats. You're trying to guess who this was.
No, it was a different scene.
No, it's a hallway where we're coming up to it.
Okay. I think this looks like young Boba Fett. That's my guess for this gentleman.
This scene looks like it's from The Force Awakens.
Oh, it does. It's these little
Well, it could be Mos Espa then.
And then we have this etched Jedi symbol.
Yeah.
Is that what we think it is? Jedi?
Oh,
that's what I think it is.
It has to be Jedi.
It's the bird. It's the firebird, flame bird. What is it called? What is Sabine?
Yeah.
Okay. So he's gonna start with the Rebel Alliance. It's this person here that Craig was trying to figure out.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out who this because I was looking at the blaster, trying to figure out whose blaster it was.
It's not exactly Han Solo's blaster.
It's almost. Do you remember when Episode 1 came out and they only released a few items from that movie, from what I recall? They had the Mos Eisley holdout blaster. Was one of like the role play toys. It was brown. It's on the edge of this. So.
Okay.
Is this one of those things where we're putting a lot of thought into it and then it ends up being not that big of a deal in the actual show? Or
Dr. Aphra.
Oh.
Ooh, I like this theory from Dartherian. It's Cassian Andor.
That would be dope. That would be okay. So I like this because you know that it was a long day at work. What was Ahsoka's handle when she was you know what I'm talking about. Anyway,
it's gonna kill me now.
Yeah, I know. Same here. I'm trying to rack my brain. So her handle was used by Cassian before her.
Yep.
So it's a handle that's passed down from rebel to rebel when they need super spies or what have you.
I don't know.
Fulcrum. Yeah, it's Fulcrum. It's Fulcrum.
Okay.
That's what I anticipated the Cassian series would be called. That would have been the smartest title for that. But
so this takes place how many years before? So if this is 4 years before Rebels,
yes. 4 years.
So that means it's how many years before
10
Rogue One?
Well, 9. There's
9-ish.
20 years, right? 18 to 20 years, depending on what,
Mhm.
they've
Right.
changed continuity times.
I'm
a
just
little
trying to
bit,
figure. I
so-
guess it could be cat because the Andor show takes place before, obviously, takes place before the events of Rogue One. And I love a good crossover episode. This is like when Steve Urkel took off in his jetpack and landed on Step by Step. Like I'm all for it.
right. Well, Disney Plus shows have had no crossover whatsoever. Whether you're
No.
talking about Star Wars or Marvel, I mean, they don't. They're
Not
very
even close.
insular.
Just in silos. It's just
Yeah.
very silo. Very silo.
Honestly, this might who knows? We might get 2 more episodes of season 3 of The Mandalorian in the middle of Kenobi.
Hey, this is Pelly. She's gonna pit droids are gonna surround her. This is Pelly Moto.
There was a rumor, and it was one of those things that was I just read it on Twitter, didn't look, didn't do
2
anything
followers.
to 3 followers, locked account. But somebody said that what's her name from SNL? I'm gonna find her name right now. Chloe Fineman had been cast as a young Pelly Moto in Kenobi, and I was like, done, sold. She's great. Has to be true.
Oh, man.
Oh my god. All right. We have a shootout in which Obi-Wan is using a blaster.
Okay.
Love it.
Now, if you can rewind just a little bit, you see a lot of hair on this guy's neck when his head is up.
Uh-huh.
So I was taking some still frames.
Yeah.
I'm not convinced it was Obi-Wan at first.
Really?
Because it I don't know.
Maybe it's our mystery person in the hallway?
I don't know, because I was able to freeze it right when it jumps in before he ducks.
Oh, you're
And you
right.
could-
Oh, look at that. There you go. Look at that. Yeah.
You can see some neck if you get it just right. And I'm like, well, it's either they didn't get the stunt guy, or they didn't have the right wig on hand, or this could be a different person.
Sure.
Okay.
And is that and who they're firing at? Because Inquisitors don't have guns. So
One thing we got to remember, the way these trailers are made, like their only intention is let's not give away too much and make sure it all looks cool. So
yeah.
this could be a nothing scene, right?
Yep.
But it could end up in the trailer.
And then we have, I guess, what it seemed like the way it was cut. This is coming out of that barrel, or whatever, a bunch of birds to distract what's going on.
Okay.
That's very cool.
So I have a theory about this.
Oh, okay.
Going off the deep end here.
Mhm.
This is played, and then I think the very next thing says hope.
Yep.
Let's see.
I think so. It's like hope survives.
Hope survives.
Mhm.
Okay. Ahsoka has a connection with birds
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and flying things. So
Uh-huh.
could this potentially be signaling that she emerges in this? Because why couldn't she be around in this show?
Sure.
There's no reason she couldn't be. 'cause-
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I mean, always more Ahsoka is good. I don't think they would use her too much, but there's no reason she can't show up. Craig, what do you think?
Well, I think rebellions are built on hope. The fucking line. Sorry. Effing.
Whoa.
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Hope survives.
I'm really sorry. I forgot where I
You're
was.
okay.
I'm too relaxed. I think that sure, it could be Ahsoka, but I do agree, she's getting her own show.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to be a little bit like timelines are confusing. Like when you watch a new Star Wars show, you really have to kind of like go, okay, when does this take place? Who's alive? Like, because they're jumping all over the place. Like we're, 10 years before A New Hope, and then you've got Mandalorian and Boba Fett that are 10 years after Return of the Jedi.
Yep.
It's just it's kind of a lot,
Mhm.
especially for the more casual viewer.
Yep.
Which, by the way, I kind of, even though I love Star Wars and spent a lot of my disposable income on Star Wars stuff, I still consider myself a casual Star Wars fan. I don't, because like it's so like when I hear Jake Stevens talk about it, I feel like beyond a novice. I feel shame.
No shame.
No, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it could be Ahsoka. Like I don't, I have been wondering all day, like what. This is probably not a great place to be because you get stuck in your own head canon, but thinking of other characters that might show up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if we can get through the rest of the trailer and maybe discuss some of that. So
let's close this thing out. I do want to put in here. Speaking of, don't go full Star Wars. He can try to verify the plausibility of timelines and dates. Nothing good can come of that.
Agreed.
And then Hope survives, and we got this little. It's probably a throwaway scene in the show because just like looking down, and then he looks up.
Yeah, he probably stepped in something, and he's
Yeah,
just kind of like,
Poodoo.
Yeah, well, he is hanging out with the Opies, and that's what they do, right?
It's messy. He's like, dang it. I knew.
And someone's calling. That's when somebody comes up and goes, Obi-Wan, where have you been? And he goes, Ben. No, Ben. My name's Ben.
Limited series streaming May 25th. Obi-Wan Kenobi. A pretty good teaser because it didn't really show anything. But Craig, go ahead, please.
I hope these episodes are an hour. I don't want 35-minute episodes.
Absolutely.
That would be ouchy. Yeah.
I want 6, 45 to 55-minute episodes.
Yeah.
Because there's a good chance we will not be seeing Ewan McGregor, who, not a hot take. I love Alec Guinness's performance as Obi-Wan, but like Ewan McGregor has become, that's my definitive Obi-Wan.
Sure.
And I think that a lot of people feel that way. And I think it's really special that he's back. And I just can't wait to take it all in. I'm unbelievably excited.
Yeah. I love Kayla's point here. The best kind of teaser when nothing is actually shown. I feel like this teaser did that. It didn't.
Yeah.
We know Hayden Christensen's going to be. It didn't give us that. Like they're clearly going to save that for the show. And to Craig's point, hopefully it's not like the very end of the last episode. Hopefully it's something of like substantial.
I still think we're going to get flashbacks. Like I'm expecting to see Clone Wars era. Because how cool would that be to see Anakin and Obi-Wan in Obi-Wan maybe in his general armor, and just like they know. One thing I will say is they've been pretty good about like the fan service on the Disney Plus shows has been like, and you know me, I don't think that's a negative thing. I think it's a very positive thing.
Yeah.
I think they have to know people are going to want to see some of that. So I can't wait.
Yeah. Same.
And maybe that's where we get Ahsoka, right? Maybe it's in flashback form.
That's true. That's very true.
I want to know if they're going to explain this, because he leaves Revenge of the Sith with this saber, and then he pops up in A New Hope with a different one.
No, he had his A New Hope saber in Revenge of the Sith.
Oh,
totally did.
My gosh, you're right. You're absolutely right.
As far as
he's modified it. He modified it a little bit, but yes.
He modified it a little bit. But if I remember correctly, when he was made rank of Master Jedi, he upgraded lightsabers.
That's right. Wow.
I thought when you make rank of Master Jedi, you go bury all your lightsabers in the sand. That's what I heard.
Well, just don't bring it up to Anakin, okay? It's a sensitive subject.
So appearances, Leia could always be an option if they bring in, because we know Bail Organa is going to be in Andor, so he's going to be on hand, and he could always have a little girl in tow with him, because we know that's a good
point. If you're going to see young Luke,
yeah, I mean, why not? So that could be even a holo. That could be even a holo. They still communicate, right?
Yeah.
Of course, the big thing is he was left with the Yoda instruction to learn from Qui-Gon. So we're going to get some Liam Neeson. We know Liam Neeson will do anything. He did Clone Wars. He did Rebels. He'll like,
They're like, Liam, would you like to do the new Star Wars show? And he's like, is it straight to television? Yes. Great. That's what I do best now.
Yeah. Right.
Theatrical releases are not for me. I've got a very special set of skills.
I feel like he's like, even like, I mean, hey, we need you to voice over this Tamagotchi. Hey, all right, I'll do it. Right? I'll do it.
3PO and R2, I think that's fair. Yoda, I think, should be in play. Why not? Palpatine, like if Vader's there, no way Palpatine doesn't show up, right?
100% we see Palpatine.
I'll give you off record later on after the show.
Okay, all right.
Scoops on that one.
Biggs. I love me some Biggs. Young Biggs.
Kidner. That's not his name. That's from Jaws.
Kidster.
No, I want to see the kid from Jaws. I want to see that Kidner boy washing up on the shore.
It would be great.
Kidster will be there.
And yes, you can hear Vader breathing at the end. Yeah, I think I love this. All good. Episode 6 will be an entire Anakin flashback episode. No Obi-Wan.
Well, I do think the very real possibility of Tamora Morrison showing up in some form is
possible. as a clone trooper, right? Not as Boba Fett. As Rex, maybe showing up as Rex. Rex
would continue that through point, right? No, not even Rex. Sorry, Cody Cody would be
Oh,
a better, in my mind, Cody would be a better point for this series because
sure.
he's the one, his master got away,
Yeah,
right?
he's
And
the one
so
that
he's
failed.
got, right? And what would it be like to see these aging clones kind of start to, have to deal with stormtroopers? Will they have modified armor, kind of
Yeah.
like we saw the Bad Batch? Hell, the Bad Batch could come in. How cool would
Yeah.
that be?
That would be really cool.
That
Right?
would be awesome.
The possibilities are limitless.
You know what you do with the Bad Batch?
What?
Just have them show up in kind of a cameo, and have I would do this. I would have them show up in kind of a one-off as a cameo with all their helmets on, so you have to worry about actor likenesses, and have whoever does the voice on the
D. Bradley Baker.
yeah
Yes,
have D. Bradley Baker.
a few of his cards.
And I do have his card. That's why I want it. I need to up the I actually got out of a group break. I pulled a what's his name? The actor who plays Thrawn. Mikkelsen.
Yeah, Mads Mikkelsen.
Mads Mikkelsen. And I was like, oh, if they do cast him as Thrawn in live action, that's a high value card right there. We're off topic.
Do you ever go on to IMDb and try to promote people's star ratings to make your card more valuable?
Like, ooh, Rose Tico, maybe the most popular Star Wars character of all time.
Rekka?
Hunter.
Yeah, I know her.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, final thoughts, gentlemen, as we close this out. Jake, final thoughts.
Oh, this is going to be a hard one to fully appreciate and enjoy when it comes out, because I'll be sitting in a hotel room, probably with these guys, trying to watch it on someone's iPad, because it comes out the day before Celebration, and we'll all be in Anaheim getting ready for the big show.
I've already thought about this, but not to interrupt your final thought, but I'm telling you right now.
Are you packing like a Sony Trinitron with you on the plane?
I always bring my laptop, and I always bring HDMI cords, because most hotels you can hook up, and I will go to the local Anaheim Best Buy and buy a sound bar. I will return it the next day, but the party is in our room. Obi-Wan premiere. Even if I don't have a ticket for Celebration, I'm coming to Anaheim to watch that damn thing with you guys. All right, Jake.
I'm sure you can badge swap with somebody and get in it.
Right.
I'll get in. I'll be there.
I'm gonna get it.
Jake, any more of your final thoughts before we go to Craig?
Oh man, no, already this is a great, this trailer was, like I said, very, very epic. Feels cinematic. It gets me excited. And, we're going to get more before Celebration. So because it debuts at Celebration, they're not going to wait till then to do the trailer.
True.
So we are going to get in the next few months a real trailer, if not two. And what did Pablo Hidalgo say? He said, if you're trying to avoid a certain space show, you're trying to media blackout from a certain space show starting now, good luck. Godspeed. So I think they're going to blitz it. We saw Entertainment Weekly is going to drop their final print issue ever. I have been a subscriber to that magazine for decades. And so the fact that they just recently, their parent company canceled a bunch of titles going to print. So it's going to go out. Yeah, print is dead, unfortunately, which is funny because a couple years ago they said that, and then they released the statistics and print was through the roof. So who knows what happened? But yeah, super excited. And Craig, I'm looking forward to the after show review on Yes Have Some.
Indeed. Yeah. So Craig, final thoughts. I'll let you have the final word. Also, have you figured out whatever you have really catchy names for your Star Wars coverage on Yes Have Some? Have you figured out your catchy name for
Obi-Wan?
Yeah.
No, we did. We made the classic mistake of letting the listeners come up with names. And I got to tell you, they were all horrible. It's like no thought was put. No, I'm just kidding. There was some good stuff in there. So we did Midnight Mando, which we immediately regretted because we're all old, and doing a live stream at midnight is horrible. Screws up but it was on Fridays. Now we're on Wednesdays. So then we had what did we have? Boba Book Club, which was great. So I'm looking for alliteration. Something with Obi-Wan, Doesn't have to be too super fancy, but we're gonna do it again. We're gonna have an Obi-Wan after show.
Obi's Opus every Wednesday.
Yeah. I don't know. The Obi-Wan's Red Shoe Diaries, something like that. Something, I don't know. We're gonna do it though. By the way, I got to thank Jay. Thank you so much for having us on, having me on. I love we've been doing Yes Have Some for 6 years, and it's been really fun getting to know you over the last year, and partner up on stuff. It's been awesome. It's been really cool.
Yes, and I would be remiss to say in 30 minutes, so we got to get here. I promise you this would be like 34 minutes. It's been over that. At 10:30, you're doing your next card break on YHS Cardio. Yes Have Some right now. So if you haven't subscribed, then click the bell icon over at Yes Have Some. Better do it, because there's going to be a break tonight, and I'm hoping you get that Ewan, my friend. I hope you get the Ewan.
Well, we've got one box of Signature Series, which is one autograph, and then we've got the box of Women of Star Wars, which highlights the women of Star Wars. So it's a great, whoever's in, I'll tell you what, Topps marketing, knocking it out of the park.
Well, was it yesterday, International Women's Day? That was this week, wasn't
Tuesday.
it? So
it was yesterday.
Yeah,
it was yesterday.
So in theme here. So.
That's why I'm doing it. I'm doing it for the women.
Doing it for the women.
Gentlemen, thank you so much for coming on and talking about this with me. I am super excited. And everybody take care. Definitely check out From Forlom to Zuckuss. Again, I feel like I have been a fan of yours, Jake, for, I don't know, a long, long time. So awesome to finally have you here on Geek Dead Life. And Craig, again, adore you and everybody else that Yes Have Some. Everybody take care. And until next time, hasta luego and goodbye. Take care, everybody.